How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lone Wolf, and today I got a bit of a simple short mission to do. I'm on the Heartlands map, and this one's called Tune In, where I've got to take two metal rolls. It says to like a TV tower thing or something. I was checking out at the end for an animation, but I couldn't see one. So yeah, set off from the Heartlands garage, go up there to where I've got like a crafting zone, and make two lots of metal rolls. And instead of going just the normal way, cutting across the river, I'm using the Tatra T813 or whatever it's called. So I just wanted to go a little bit higher up the map and cut across the river where I normally do, just to see how this vehicle stacks up. Really, I've not used this since probably since the I did the review on it. I believe we got this in phase 4, so it's like the Amur region, which was definitely a bit of a punishing region, and just overall I wasn't that keen on this vehicle. I don't know why as well, but it really threw me off when I went into the first person view and it was left-hand drive. I don't know why, because I should be used to it. It's got like a whole cafeteria's worth of area in the back. Yeah, when I used to use this though, it was just a little bit slow for my liking, really. And it's not got that many attachments on it or anything either. What I do like about it though, it's got a decent sized fuel tank and you can have a roof rack on the top, which is pretty cool. But yeah, just overall for travelling to places, I suppose like if I was going to pick, I'd rather the Dolphin than this, just because I've got the high range gearbox option. It'd be interesting to try this with a high range gearbox, to be honest. But going over there though, it stayed in 5th. I'm sure going up here yeah, that acted a little bit like it was about to downshift, but I don't think it ever did. Yeah, the fact that they've kind of patched or done something with the gear caps on this map, maybe like having the off-road gearbox or the advanced special, I think it is in this case, is kind of a slower set of gears in general. The game doesn't seem to be interfering too badly with that gearbox. But yeah, I suppose this was just like a little kind of mini review recap of the vehicle. Of course, got a goddamn professional with us just to be safe. When I got to this crafting area, I thought I'd realise it said like when you go through the materials you can build, it says about the cabins, and I thought, oh, that's interesting, they might have added it, but no. When I was looking through, you've still got to deliver like a container and consumables here. Still got to turn the bloody generator on. It's a whole P16 being wasted there. Not that I'm shy of scattering vehicles all over the map and leaving them to become free-range vehicles. Yeah, you can see there it's kind of the bottom half of the list. It says cargo, container, consumables, and fuel as well. So, what kind of world are we living in where I can't even craft a cabin out of pure fuel? Yeah, build 2 metal rolls. I believe I did this mission in the live stream a week or so ago, and I crafted 2 lots of metal beams. I even took a trailer and everything, I think, and then got there and was like, oh yeah, shit. It needs rolls, not beams. But yeah, it keeps it nice and compact. Just collected a mission on the way past there. Yeah, the reason I've been a bit lagging behind tonight, so I had, well, it was a nice sleep at first, and then some bastard rang me. It was probably asking like, have you been involved in an accident in the last 6 years that wasn't your fault or some shit? But that woke me up. And then yeah, as soon as I woke up, my cat realised I'm awake, and then he started meowing, and then he just kept walking past my bedroom every 10 or 15 minutes meowing. Just every time I was like, oh, I might just be tired enough to go back to sleep for a bit. And yeah, he was doing it for hours. What a pain in the arse he was. So yeah, I feel like shit, to be honest. I felt pretty crap all night. So I didn't want to do a long one, really. That's what she said. Luckily as well, the internet's back working now. It all went out for about 10-15 minutes earlier. Yeah, going along here, I usually cut around this little path, and you'll see why is a pretty good example. It's another reason, get yourself a loaf, you'll see when he jumps off right at the opportune moment, shifts the weight, so I don't tip. I did fire a panic winch out as well, but I do maintain when he jumps off, it does shift the weight. Yeah, there's like a big fat ditch there. That was what I drove through the other week, and it pretty much swallowed the entire front corner of a P16. And I will say, to this vehicle's credit, once the loaf jumped off as well, it like shifted the weight and it didn't fully tip, but the cargo didn't unpack or anything either. So yeah, it's pretty planted. There's certain things about this vehicle I do like. I just wish it had a bit of a faster option for a gearbox, especially on big maps like this. It sort of reminds me a little bit like the TUZ420 Tatran thing, where great vehicle, like go just about anywhere really, but yeah, it doesn't do it particularly fast. And if you've got a nice short mission, I mean that's part of the reason why I picked it for this mission. There's a couple of vehicles that I want to use, but they're quite limited, like the Derry Longhorns for example. I want to use both of them, but neither of them can have a sideboard on the back, neither of them can have a crane, etc. So you're just sort of limited on what missions I can do it on. Then I also don't want to use them for like a massive mission, because particularly the big, most expensive Derry is still a little bit of a letdown to say the least. So yeah, I don't want to commit to like a mission that's gonna be a 20-25 minute mission but turn it into more like a 40 or 50 minute mission with that thing. So yeah, as this was a nice short one, I thought I'll crack this thing out, gives me a good chance to test it. And yeah, like I kind of going this long way. I was just trying a few things out, like see how well the weight is distributed and that, driving along some steep hills just before I got to this river, and it wasn't tipping or anything. Cutting across here, it's doing pretty well, still keeping the power. I'm in high gear as well. But overall the vehicle's not massive. It has got snorkels that go at the back of the cab, sort of reach round to where the over the top to where the roof rack is, which is quite a nice place for them to be, because then when you first dive into the water, if they're right at the front of your cab, it kind of dunks them in the water first. But yeah, as this vehicle doesn't sit too high, I kind of went a little bit of a shallower route on that river. But nonetheless, the current didn't mess it up or anything. It's not like it was trying to float. It stayed in gear, ploughed its way through there. So I can't really complain. Took a bit of engine damage, but again, it's got its own roof rack, and I've got a goddamn horse with me. I'm sure in a second, just to change the time. You look at the horse, yeah, it's not like galloping around, and the time of his life back there. I was going to swerve off to the right, seen trees. Swerve to the left, turn in circle though, to be fair, not terrible in this vehicle. Apologise, there's a little glitch going on there. I'll weave my way through the trees. It can knock trees down. I did knock a few down in this video, but again, lack of speed, it's a little bit sketchy. For some reason as well, the loaf was taking quite a bit of damage tonight. It's normally not too bad when you're just towing him down, especially the fact that this vehicle's pretty slow. Wouldn't surprise me if they've dialed up the damage mechanics. They seem to love dialing all the awkward aspects of this game up. But yeah, for the most part, that was kind of my extra little journey. I'm pretty much joining back up to the road now, where if I just cross the river normally. It's just to save the mission. It's kind of odd doing a mission so short. This is one of the few videos I've done on SnowRunner that's been under 10 minutes. I'd say it sort of feels a bit weird getting, like, by the time you've got started in a video, it's almost over. But again, it's a mission. It is on here. I picked one of the slower vehicles to kind of eke it out a little bit, but yeah, I'm going to do a video on it at some point. So as it kind of worked out tonight, where I could do with getting a bit of a quicker video done. Got a decent horn as well, I'll give it that. I wanted those boxes to tip. They didn't have it the first time. Yeah, you can see a tower in the background in like the top left corner. Drop both of these off. Not that it was necessarily going to be that, but when you read the description, which I can't at the minute because it shrinks the screen when I'm recording, but it says something about like, now that's fixed, we can have some good entertainment around here or something. I panned the camera around, yeah. Again, there's that tower in the background, and that was there before I dropped it off. That's like a pylon, electricity pylon thing, so yeah, God knows, I don't know if that was supposed to be an animation. 2,200, bit of a cheap, simple mission, but again, good chance to test a vehicle that you don't normally use. But anyway, that's about it for today. I hope you've enjoyed, I hope that helps. Thanks for watching, thanks to my Patreon members. Get yourself a loaf, because he's a goddamn beast, and I'll be back soon.